those of you who've been following this through, we're in a bit of a tense situation for heroine of the hour, which Clawmac attack Natasha. There's no fair this time, which will make it a bit more tricky for Raphy. There's also no trashing cards, so we can't see him just using the kind of strategy which worked for him the last couple of times of this very slow buy. There is Canal. It's kind of a bit of a shuffly one. Now, Capitalism is an interesting now. This makes Wine Merchant, it's not a particularly attractive one. Wine Merchant comes out of your thing if you got less than 2 anyway, but it does mean that you don't need a plus action for Wine Merchant. So Wine Merchant's quite an attractive card. You've got Distance Lands, which can go through quite slowly. The other thing is Market Square. If you were trashing, this was another powerful one. So it does also save him for some of this pullback. Oh no, actually I misspoke. There is a trashing card. You can get to bat. So what I quite like in this combination is a Market Square and Vampire. Now, use the Market Square to get to this. Now, I think after this last one, Natasha will want to be going for attack cards. Obviously, you can't do it instantly, so she may not go for the Market Square approach. It may go for a silver. I think it's possibly a buying one. Now, the ports you're getting 2 of, so this kind of accelerates your deck a bit. But Raphy got a 5-2. What did he... Oh no, we're seeing what he drew. That's weird. Did he miss a buy? Oh, no, that's the last one. So there wasn't a buy for 2, so he didn't buy Herbalist. That may be a mistake. Herbalist isn't that nice a card, but you've got Capitalism to go with it. But it gives you +1 buy. Not an inspired choice. Vampire is perhaps strong enough with his 5-2 start as opposed to Natasha's 4-3 to actually give him a bit of advantage, but I think he's kind of giving it away again. Yeah, I mean, I still think he's going to be trying to get to that bat to trash things quickly, but it takes 2 rounds to get to the bats. What happens is you play the Vampire, which is an extra phase after your actions and after your buys. You can play any number of nights you like. And then when you play the bat, as long as you trash something, it's fine, you continue on. So Natasha again had 3 coins there and just bought a silver. So again, the shuffle's not quite given kindly to her. I mean, port's a little bit slowed down. And now she got a hex. There are some hexes which are less painful than that. What went? Yeah, she lost a silver there and got down to copper. That's an unfortunate hex to start off with when he had the 5-2 start. Obviously, she's going to want at least a draw in this one. So as first player, if she's going to end up with equal points, it has to be the same turn for the second player to catch her, so she needs to get to the points first. The plus buy with Wine Merchant, and as I said, there is a trashing card. But he turned down his first plus buy, so I wonder what Raphy's strategy is. So yeah, Canal and Wine Merchant's quite an attractive one from the start, which Raphy's been following. Now Natasha still hasn't got this 5 to get to the Vampire, which is, yeah, that's unlucky. There are always some times when you can't quite get it, and the fact that Raphy's proved quite strong and got the lucky hex with Vampire with his 5-2, his slight mistake with Herbalist I think isn't going to punish him much. And he's got, with his extra cards, his bat's going to work fine, and it combines with Market Square. Oh, this is, well, it's obviously he understands what he's doing, but I think this outcome of this one doesn't really reflect his thing. Now Natasha's in this tough spot. She's had to go for a Vampire even though she had a 6. So the problem is she's now doing a fairly similar thing to Raphy, but Raphy had a head start, and I think he's a turn ahead despite being on the second player thing. So Natasha's now probably going to need to rely on picking up a wine merchant rather than old witch with her vampire, just to try and catch up a bit. But again, it's quite easy for Raphy to follow. I mean, he should just buy Provence here, but I think, well, I could go for Canal. Yeah, so this is top decking card. It's slightly irritating when you have a market square for a plus card. Yeah, it's just the time of trying to catch up with one of these ones. Sometimes you just get ahead first. But what is it he actually bought? He bought Vampire and Market Square. See, yeah, Vampire is nice and this attack thing's nice and he's going through his golds. But actually still, this is at a stage, his hand was strong enough. He should really bought Provence there and run home his lead, whereas he's trying to strengthen his hand more. Yeah, I think if Natasha was going to buy... Yeah, I mean, Old Witch is irritating, but he hasn't got the action multiplier in his hand yet. So he's going to use his bat to trash, and he's got Vampire. So yeah, he's still able to do his trashing, but there were some weaknesses here. But he played both of his market squares this time, so he hasn't taken advantage of gaining the extra gold from trashing a card, which is not inspired. And he's still not taken the wine merchant. So what did he get from his vampires? He took another Old Witch. But yeah, we're already down to 7 curses, and it's a question of the shuffle time. Clawmac attack likes attack cards, but yeah, these 4s are quite painful for her. I think she needs... well, she could... yeah, even go for potion at this point. Treasure trove maybe. But that's still a 5. Yeah, I think these are favourable hex here. I think for counterplay, whilst it's tempting to just copy what Raphy's doing to an extent, where he's building all this up, okay, so she's already got the gold from Market Square. That was something at least, but it came along with a curse. I mean, the other thing with Old Witch's attack, if you actually have a curse, you can trash it from your hand. So yeah, that last attack from Old Witch, you got to trash the curse and gain a gold and play a vampire. So she come back a little bit here. This is, I think, a combination Raphy hadn't quite anticipated. He has now got Canal though, which makes the cards one cheaper for him. And he's taken Miserable. So Raphy's not invincible here, but Natasha took another Old Witch. Clawmac attack. She likes to attack. Perhaps it makes feel more relaxed. But I think Wine Merchant was the card here. Yeah, it vanishes if you've got less than 2 left and it goes onto your tavern mat. But there's 4 coins plus buy, even though you're getting lots of plus buys from the Market Square, is powerful stuff. And again, for the second time, he hasn't for the second time he hasn't taken advantage of the Market Square breeding trash with a bat. Yeah, I mean, some of it's quite small. Basically, what I'm saying when I'm repeating this, let me just go over this in case people have forgotten, make it clear. Market Square is a reaction card. What happens is, if you trash a card, whether it's done by your opponent or yourself, you get to discard it to gain a gold. But if it's in play, which is here for being in play, you don't get to do it. So this time, he will be able to play his bat. Now we're coming down to the 3 curses. Now I kind of avoided this. But again, he's played his market square. He's drawn another 2 market squares. This time he's going to get away with it because he drew the rest of his hand. But I don't think he counted that through. The market square was just a wasteful one. He should have just trashed 2 coppers and got lots and lots of gold. Now here perhaps a distance lands if he's slowing it down and doesn't know what to do. But he doesn't seem to quite yet mastered his endgame. Well, he's got 3 buys and he's got Canal, so everything's seeming 1 cheaper. He may buy the last 3 market squares as it flows. But if he does that, then there will just be 1 deck left to empty, and potentially port could be emptied in 3. So actually at this stage perhaps Canal's not there any longer. What's he buying? He's bought ports. Yeah, so this time he has remembered to do at least 2 of his market squares. Yeah, so Natasha's discarded down to just 2 coins. Yeah, this is a bit painful because this is a bit of an undeserved lead in my opinion. Yeah, I said I'm not being a neutral observer, and he has played the market square correctly to an extent, but he got 1 too many old witch. Yeah, it gives you +3 cards. But actually for his starting combination he should be further ahead than this. He hasn't bought a province, so he hasn't locked in anything. Yeah, he's got his Canal, and he has some extra buys, so perhaps he can still get away with his old strategy because of the bat trashing card. But yeah, the thing is, even whilst you still play the witch, you still get to trash a curse. So it's not just like a normal witch where you've run out of the curses and it loses some power. It comes down to timing. So if Natasha had a market square and a curse in hand, she could be trashing this and bringing her hand back up to tract without it. So he's played all of these very cards to get all of this into his hand, which is great for him. And this time he's got his 3 market squares. Yeah, he's played another market square for the extra buy. It's almost as if he's trying to end the game early. Can he end it this turn actually? Oh, that's what he's doing. Has he got enough buys for doing that? Yeah, he's trying to end the game early to win on 2 to -5, which is really unfortunate position. He will probably get away with doing this. Dasha's got to buy the province here, but it leaves her still 1 VP. She has to draw a curse in hand for her next one, preferably 2 curses to her next shuffled deck, but I think they're not coming. Yeah, so this is game over, 3-1, so it's now playing for the draw. I mean, he's doing some sneaky stuff, but to end it with still 7 provinces out there, with this kind of strategy, still in turn 13, when he hasn't got any of them, he's got away with his early start. He got the early Canal as well. Yeah, so this is round 4 over 1-3 down to Natasha. He now needs to get both of them. But yeah, that early 5-2, he's gotten away with it. But there were still 6 provinces. Oh, he bought one in the end, but 7 provinces left. I mean, that's fortunate.